Greeting you all in the love and in the light of the one infinite creator. Welcome to the Moonas Magica podcast. Episode 10, we got brother Kent here, who was on the first episode.
True, yeah.
Yeah, which was
Yeah.
about 6 months ago in the summer. I was living at a home out of the city, and now I'm back in the city. Um, and yeah, we're kind of tuning in here to share about our experience in the past, I guess, yeah, half a year
Catch
of
up.
our life with this technology, and how it relates to living in the heart center and living in truth and living in peace and happiness and how this life force technology contributes and assists us in our ascension as we rise up into a full recognition, acceptance, and uh, abidance in the heart chakra, the green ray energy, as that is what I feel is my goal here in this incarnation is to as much as possible to not deviate from this recognition that I am the presence of divine love that is ever present here and now. And so it's really just continuing to pull back our attention from this illusion, this chattering mind that we've been so accustomed to think that is us. But in fact, it is not us. And so it's this funny process of realizing who we are. So introducing my brother Kent here, and yeah, if you want to introduce yourself and share a little bit about how you're doing today, this morning, and then we can maybe flow into the past few months.
Sure.
Welcome.
Welcome. What's up?
Yeah, yeah.
Good to see you again, dude.
Yes, brother.
How am I feeling today? I'm feeling pretty good today. Um, Feeling connected, receiving some divine downloads today, so all's good. Um, I lately I've been today actually I built a indigo ring,
Ooh,
which which is an interesting frequency. I like it.
yeah,
Yeah, well,
yeah.
that's what I wanted to chat a little bit today about is the rings and
Okay.
how you experience them, what you think about the different rings and stuff. And I
Mm.
can say a little bit about how I experience the rings and the yeah, the different rings we can go into.
Yeah, yeah, that's funny you brought up the indigo cubit. 'Cause I don't make that really ever.
No,
But
not too much.
it came up a couple days ago to make an indigo cubit. It's a kind of funny description with the indigo cubit because Mariana, who is
Yeah,
the woman that channeled the Ramu and the Viking, which I actually just made those. I like those in combination.
yeah.
But you must have like a Ramu on there or a bigger which one do you have there?
This seems like the wrong move, but it is just the empowerment cubit, the full empowerment
Okay.
cubit.
So those are
Yeah,
right. Yeah, those are right very close to each other in
very
the
close.
yeah, yeah. About an inch. Yeah, bro, the indigo cubit, it had a funny description. Mariana's description. Like I could send you her write-up on it. And I was kind of like, okay. But it feels like yeah, it just wasn't clear. Like it felt like it was her experience of it. She was talking about like unicorns and rainbows and stuff like that, and
Oh yeah.
I'm like yeah, I resonate with unicorns and rainbows, but yeah, I haven't made it much, but I actually do like it. I'm gonna make it maybe even today and see how it's going. What is your experience with the with the
Nice. I just made it this morning.
Hmm,
So far it's calm. It's smooth. I don't know. It's nice.
hmm,
Um I feel I feel a lot of green ray energy personally from it. That's why I think it's weird that they called it the indigo ring because indigo is kind of like a purplish blue, right?
Mm,
And I find it's more of a green ray, to be
mm.
completely honest. Um, it's pretty cool. I haven't got to spend too much time with it yet, so I took a shower with it. It was on my shower head.
Okay,
And I had some nice thoughts come to my mind during that shower. So,
good. I wonder, yeah, do you feel that the rings have different colors like coming off of them? Because I feel to me the lost cubit, it always feels like a blue
oh
energy.
yeah,
Yeah, like it genuinely feels like, and I think I've heard that before. Maybe even Slim said that. Like people see it as like a bluish
interesting.
energy. So yeah, that'd be cool if they do give off different rays.
I think they do, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think that the sacred cubit puts off, in my opinion, a very blue frequency, a
Mm,
very bluish purple frequency. It's almost like the indigo frequency, in my opinion.
mm,
And then I always found the empowerment cubit had a yellow color to it,
mm,
a golden yellow color. And for the lost cubit, I always found a purplish blue, like
mm.
more purple, to be honest, for the lost cubit.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
I wanted to ask you, what are your thoughts on the galactic cubit?
Mm. Yeah, so I'll share about where I'm at with it. I used to make it a lot because when I saw the description, it had the sacred lost and empowerment frequencies in one, right? That's how it's described
Oh,
on
really?
yeah, on Twisted Sage, he has like a little website and I trust Twisted Sage being a
Yeah.
tensor maker for I think he's been going for like 15, 20 years. Um yeah, and he says like a loose twist.
Yeah.
Um, so I was making them, but then I saw something about how I don't know if it was from Twisted Sage, like he said the Galactic Qubit wasn't activated anymore or something. Like I remember reading that somewhere. And then I was like, "Oh, okay, what does that mean?" And then also the question we can get into it is how do kind of like the Amyorka qubit, which is claimed to be a 432 and a 528. Um, like how does one measurement create the two or three frequencies? And then that's when it gets into the next step of the etheric template, which Twisted Sage talks about like when he makes rings, he and there's also a ring called the Golden Fire Cubit. Have you heard about the Golden Fire?
I've seen you post about it, but I never know. I
Okay.
thought it was the Tiwanakuan cubit that you were posting about when you said
Yeah,
that.
that too. That too, like Twisted Sage says that you gotta call in the etheric template for it. Which is like an extra energetic. Because yeah, Twisted Sage, it seems as though he really like yeah, he talks about the energetics, I guess, of the consciousness that you're like putting into the ring more
Oh, big
than
time.
about like the actual qubit lengths. And apparently the Golden Fire, because I came across it when I went to New Mexico to work with Randy, who is the brother that does the water. He's like the water magician. He makes those massive Gaia fountains. I don't know if you
Oh,
saw it.
cool.
I shared about those, but he like shared with me the Golden Fire, which Twisted Sage shared with him, and he talks about how it's like that qubit. It's not even about the measurement. It's literally about like the template that you put into the energetics while you're twisting it. Um, and I posted about the Golden Fire just innocently, and then Twisted Sage told me to like take it off my account because he hadn't done the workshop yet or something to like give people the way to make this Golden Fire ring. But when I was at Randy's house, Randy was just like nonchalantly just like you measure it to this, you make the ring. Randy didn't really talk about much being in the heart space or like uh anything about this etheric template. So that's why I was confused. So I'm like, this is the measurement. I put it out there because there's nothing to hide. Like why would I like I share everything, you know?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. And then it's like, I don't know, there's some like gatekeeping going on. So I'm like, okay, whatever. All good. So I took it down. But these are like Twisted Sage is like he's like the world's most well-known tensor maker because he's been going at it for a long time. You know, it's kind of like Slim Sperling and then Twisted Sage comes next when you look up people.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So to
So you
answer your
listened back then.
question, the Galactic Cubit, I like it. I maybe I'll try making it again. Do you want to share about your experience with it?
Yeah, I like it. It's just it's like when I first started rolling with it, which was just like a couple weeks ago, just felt like so what I read was that it connects you to your higher self.
Yes.
And I felt fully like talking to myself in third person, you know, like I felt fully just like in my higher self, as calm as can be, all chakras activated. You know, I felt fantastic. Um, and then also felt like I was downloading some divine messages and some protection from the Galactic Confederation, you know?
Mm.
Feel like I felt was communicating a little more with ETs, I suppose.
Whoa.
hmm And it also goes really well, the Galactic Cubit goes really well in the Russian pyramids.
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
this morning I was meditating in my Russian pyramid with the Galactic Cubit, a three-time Galactic Cubit around me.
Okay.
Um,
Whoa, that's a big boy.
yeah, it's a big boy. And it's so sick too, because the connections, like when they go perfect and you don't have to do anything to change it, and they're just so it happened with like two of them right in a row. It's so
You know
divine.
it.
So it's
Yeah.
you get it, yeah.
You know it.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
and it felt like it was being helped by the Galactic Confederation. You know what I mean? Like I felt like I had just hands helping me build these things. And
Mm.
so yeah, this morning I was meditating in my Russian pyramid with the big three times galactic, and it was like crazy, man. Like I just love God, like just directed my love towards God, and just freaking full body feel goods. You know, it's
Mm.
fantastic.
Wow.
Um,
How do
mhm.
you
I
feel?
sense a very purple energy from the galactic cubit.
Yes. Yes, I do too. I was gonna say purple.
Yeah,
Yeah, with the galactic. Yeah,
yeah,
that makes sense.
yeah. Well, that's what I feel from the Russian pyramids too, is a very purple energy.
Mm. Interesting. Mm. Interesting. Yeah. That's a great state to be in, is in communication with the ETs. When I was reading a lot of David Wilcox,
hmm
I felt in that state and it almost made me the most blissful that I've ever been. When I'm reading the Law of One and like reading channeled books, like I've been reading the I Am Discourses, right? Which is a channeled text, but yeah, there's something about the communication with the ETs that is blissful, like the most blissful, you
Oh
know?
yeah. Oh heck yeah. As soon as I started reading The Law of One, I started connecting to Raw.
Mm,
And just always when I read these channel texts, I connect to the beings like right away.
yeah,
So cool.
yeah, you feel them.
You do.
Yeah, yeah, and
Heck,
it feels so good to know that they're there, you know?
yeah, right beside you, pretty much.
Yeah,
It's so cool. Man,
yeah,
have you ever read any Dolores Cannon?
I have, I
Do you like
have,
Dolores Cannon?
I do. I didn't dive in too deep, um, but the information was great, you know, like it, yeah, like I think I read. There was a couple that I bought from this bookstore in Toronto, and I brought them to Costa Rica a couple years ago and tapped in, and I left those books there. But yeah, I do really enjoy Dolores Cannon. And I was also gonna say, yeah, shout out Twisted Sage and Brother Randy. Sharing that information is simply my experience, but if they ever come across these podcasts, I very much greatly appreciate you two brothers for putting the cosmic imprints onto this earth plane with the work that you do. So thank you. I just genuinely, I'm just a curious student and wonder why, relating to that, the whole Cubit thing.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I guess I could tap in. The question came about the Russian pyramid meditating under a pyramid rather than just meditating anywhere. Like,
Yeah.
what is your experience with the amplification? And maybe we could share a little bit our knowledge. I think we did talk about that last in the summer, but I just started building pyramids at that time. So, uh,
Hmm.
if you want to share about the difference that you feel being under that fire in the middle, that
Yeah, I
volcano.
know. I love that. That's what pyramid means.
Yeah,
Fire in the middle. So
yeah,
sick.
yeah.
Um, it's awesome. It just seems to get me into a very calm state, which is exactly what I want.
Hmm,
And it also seems to teach the body how to generate the torus field,
hmm.
creates that natural torus field. So it teaches the body how to do that,
Yeah,
entrainment.
right.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, have you read about the studies of like what the Russian scientists had discovered about these things?
I've just watched some YouTube videos of the Pyramid Science Foundation guy talking about them.
Okay, cool,
Hmm.
cool. Yeah,
And
to
yeah, it
me,
seems like they're very beneficial.
it's profound. It is absolutely profound. The book that I first heard about it was David Wilcox, The Source Field Investigations.
Yeah,
I would suggest like if you want to learn more about the actual scientific discoveries that are facts, like that book has a lot of info. Honestly, yeah, David Wilcox for me is the bridge for a lot of these topics. Shout out David Wilcox for
yeah, I
being
love him too.
true being of the light. Um,
Mm.
he gets so much well, he's so powerful, right? So he gets so much hate. Like he's like he actually legitimately, and he yeah, he his whole life is built off the law of one text, right? Like David Wilcox foundation is from the law of one, which I find super cool, and he
Yeah, I
connected
love
so
it.
many dots to like what's actually happening now. And yeah, it's cool when these people that you can trust base their work off the law of one. And same as brother Aaron Abke, I just got him
Mm.
4DU. I just signed up for his university, and it's amazing so far. Uh,
Cool.
yeah, he it's like 300 Canadian a month, and um, it just kind of keeps you like honestly, bro, all day, every day, I'm listening to like ascension protocols, but
Yeah.
and I could just listen to his YouTubes and ultimately get the message, but yeah, it's like a cool way to connect with the community and kind of just commit to your ascension process even more to get this. So yeah,
That's sick. I also have read some David Wilcock. I read
okay,
The Synchronicity Key way back
okay,
in like 2013 when I
oh,
first woke up around that time.
mm,
Or 2012 even, I think it was before 2012.
okay,
And yeah, I love that guy. I think that people hate on him because he has so much light. Like he has so much inner child and brightness. You can just tell he's so stoked about everything that he talks about. And it's
yeah,
like people just refuse it. They're like, no, you can't be like so happy, you know?
yeah, right,
I think that's why he gets the hate that he gets.
Yeah, and he also that he's very comedic, right? Like
He is. He's very funny.
that humor I find is like really important. Actually, like teachers that I follow that are the best are very humorous. Like they're making a joke out of all this. And
Yeah.
because the ego is the serious one, right? Like because
Those-
it's afraid of death. And what's more serious than death? You know what I mean? And like the ego's life is based on the idea that you're gonna die, which is it's from one, yeah, it's just insane, but it just keeps going on with the chatter until you finally get sick of it and tell it to kind of shut up, which which in a sense is what this book is. It's basically saying like shut up, like you're just not real. I am God in action. Like there's only one of us, like just like obey my commands because you don't even exist, right? And and then when you realize that you are the I am, everything you declare, command, or decree is coming from the desire of the creator because you are a fractal, an individualization of the creator, right? So like we are creators, and that's what I've been realizing more and more. I've just been sitting here and like, holy shit, like I am made in the image of God. Like I like it is the animating force that even allows me to think about if I want to go to Home Depot and make a cloud buster today, or do I want to read or go to the sauna? Like without God, without the I am, like this couldn't even happen. I couldn't even think. I couldn't even move my hands. Like this is all God in action. And that
Mhm.
the more that we can like remind ourselves that there's only one being here. There's only one love, right? That that is everywhere present. And that the moment we take our attention off of the ego, then we realize that we're already free forever. Like that is our state is eternal freedom, right? And which is also a synonym for like eternal happiness. And we realize that it is only the mind and the emotions. Like this is what I've been tapping into a lot too. Maybe we can talk about this a little more, is like the simplicity of the universe, like positive and negative, right? Like black, red. You're basically directing your attention on something that's expansive, on on love and extension, or you're contracting. Like, and that really has to do with when you know that the mind is everything, then self-control and self-mastery is like being in control of what you think, and therefore what emotions get created from the thoughts, because emotions, they don't just go off by themselves, like they come after the mind, and the body is simply listening to what the mind's saying. That's why as men, right, if we have like a sexual thought, we can instantaneously get like a boner,
Yeah,
because it's like, think about that, right? The minute you start visualizing like the act of like you
that's
trigger the
true.
body, so it shows you immediately that then with your heart it would do the same, with your muscles, with your eyes. Like the minute you start visualizing health in your body, then that's what you're creating for it, because the body is nothing but uh it's basically just like it's waiting for the command
It's a
from.
robot.
Yeah, yeah, it's yeah, exactly.
It's a programmable robot.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And yeah, it's really, throughout each moment, what are you putting your I am, your God attention on? And that is what you are creating. It's that simple. The creative force is thought and feeling, emotion, and like your mind, right? Because God being the I am presence, the silence of consciousness, it's just being as it is. Like it's not necessarily creating, it's just abiding. So who's the creator then? The creation starts when the thoughts start, you know?
Hmm.
And so
Yeah.
it's like, what are you creating? Like, because, and I've had this experiment recently of like actually focusing on a thought and watching the whole process happen from like the moment I was meditating to the moment I thought about the idea to the moment I walked to the store to the moment, and then it was there. And that happened because I thought about it and I set the body into motion. So
Hmm.
what happens if you spend, what about just like an hour of your day focusing on like positivity and health and the fact that the universe is it's so positive. Like in the law of one, 95% uh ratio for the negative polarity to graduate, the positive 51%. So that shows you that the universe has an inherent makeup in it that wants you to take the positive path. Therefore, that means as within, so without, as above, so below, the microcosm, macrocosm. It's that our thoughts, our positive thinking has way more of a positive effect on our being than our negative thoughts. Because if all of our negative thoughts manifested, then we would all be in really big trouble.
It's true. It's
You know what
true.
I'm saying? Like imagine like you've had a lot of negative thoughts in your life, right? But you have a really great life.
Yeah.
What does that tell you? It tells us that the universe it's saying, "Oh no, like we don't
Yeah.
want that negative stuff." Like think one positive thought and it will just boom, you'll just open up.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wanted to add to the fact that the body is a robot in that way. And that's why I really like Pilates, because I've always seen Pilates as binary code in the body.
Mm,
Um, Taking a stable and controlled spine and then just applying very simple movements to it, like any movement is as Pilates essentially, if the awareness is on the stability of the spine first. And so you're just adding these simple movements and therefore coding the body to move in this very simple and programmed, almost robotic way.
mm.
Yeah. So I've always I love Pilates because it's very galactic in that way in my opinion. It's like the space age version of yoga somewhat, you know?
Whoa.
It's writing binary code to the body to rebuild it and to restructure it
Mm,
into an aligned state.
whoa. Yeah, that's cool. I was gonna ask you about Pilates. Like, are you a teacher of it every day? Is that your main focus?
Yeah, yeah, that would be my main focus for sure.
Well,
But I also am equally into building energy devices and stuff. I really love that too, obviously.
mm,
But yeah, Pilates is what I teach. I've been teaching Pilates for like 5 or 6 years now. And it's just so fun. It's just a genius exercise. It it's it's awesome because it's a practice of control. He originally called it contrology.
whoa.
So it was like a practice of getting like deep, defined control, articulation of the body, which is so good for things like making music. Really, everything that you want to do to the body comes down to your awareness of your spine and your the amount of core that you have to hold up that spine, you know? So it's just so beneficial and can be used to make you so good at really anything in the world. You master these simple binary codes within the body, and then you start to see when other people are using those same binary codes, in say music and stuff. You start to see the how when movements are really broken down into their simplest form is when they are most well enacted, people who use the least amount of energy to accomplish something are going to be the ones that are going to make it look the best. It's about
Mm,
making it look easy, really. And in order to make it look easy, you have to know the exact muscles to engage to to do this. And that's what Pilates wakes up, is all those little muscles all throughout the body that help to stabilize the spine and stabilize the core so that you can do cool stuff like music, you
mm.
know? and
Yeah.
dancing too. But like those are just the highest expressions of human consciousness, in my opinion.
Mm, interesting. Yeah, you're
Mhm.
in a you're in a band called Soda Vine?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. How did that come to be? Have you always played music or?
Yeah, always played music since I was like 14 or 15 years old. Picked up guitar with my friends and we just started a Blink-182 cover band way back in the day.
Okay.
And done a bunch of other musical projects throughout time. And now just through one of my buddies during COVID times messaged me and said he wanted to start a band to Rage Against the System,
Okay.
basically. And I was like, yeah, like definitely. I feel let's get angsty, let's rage against the system a little bit, you know. And then at band practice, we started his brother showed me some reggae that he had been listening to, and I was just like, reggae, oh, reggae. And I remembered it. And then I started listening to the reggae and realized that it was such a beacon. It's an amazing way to put out a message because, you know, the message is so potent and it's clear. And like Bob Marley was all about good vibes and love, you know, he was all about truth. The law of one essentially is what Bob Marley was spreading, you know. So I was like, okay, I can squeeze my way into the reggae scene and start spreading my message, building on, you know, the original Bob Marley's message or the original reggae message or the Rastafarian message, which is a um, spiritual message that combines, you know, metaphysics and like the Old Testament style religion. I really like it. Reggae is just so good. The music is so good, so soulful, and it's so sexual if you do it good. It's so sexy, you know,
Mm,
which is what things like Pilates are helping me with to create that good energy, create that
wow.
stability. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, reggae is fun.
Can you guys are on like streaming? You can find your music on Apple Music and things like that, or have you released anything?
Yeah, we have. We got one tune. We got four tunes. But the newest one, I'd say we are most stoked on. And we're gonna move forth with this level of quality of the music. To be honest, our first like bunch, three tracks or so that we released were very like live off the floor. Nothing was edited.
Mm,
Like it's just very. That's exactly what we sound like. You know what I mean? The fourth one now we've gone in and like tweaked all the
yeah,
little inconsistencies and stuff, edited it up, made it sound real sparkly and nice. And
right.
so the newest tune is called Big Ups, Jah Love.
Big ups, Jah Love.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm super into reggae music. There's a brother, Sam Garrett, who he kind of started as like writing music for Muji and very like devotional. And he went the reggae way.
He did.
Yeah, and like
It's
I
sick.
love Sam, you know, and I feel like it's just so cool how a brother like that that's so into like these yogis and masters, you know, of India, is also equally like a Rasta man, you know?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
know. Yeah. I I love the Rasta movement. I Another person who directed me towards it somewhat is Lauryn Hill.
Mm,
Lauren Hill, I had her CD when I was in like grade 7 or 8, and I remember just being like, "What is all this stuff she's talking about? Like this re-education of Lauren Hill,"
mm.
and she talks about Zion and all of these things. Um, and she helped direct me towards the Rastafarian way, which I resonate with, and I love it. It's one love, it's truth, it's simplicity, and it's
Exactly.
yeah, heck yeah. I
Yeah.
feel your vibes with the spooky man.
Yeah, I was gonna get us
Okay.
to tap in about it. You have a spooky too, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah. When did you get it and how do you utilize it?
I got it like 3 years ago or so, or
Okay.
maybe even more. And back then, I was just using it for the remote way of doing it with like DNA and stuff. And um, yeah, that's the main way that I've always used it. Now I actually have it plugged into a rodent coil downstairs right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
What frequencies do you play through the rodent?
Um, Everything like the chakra activator,
Okay.
the spiritual well-being, spiritual healing love. You want to know these programs, don't you?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, spiritual healing light. The crystalline DNA activation. Do you like that one?
Oh shit, I didn't know that one existed.
Oh, dude, it's a beautiful program.
Okay.
Crystalline DNA activation,
Mm,
um, aura protection. You know, I mainly put through the different like spiritual frequencies rather than like the detox frequencies because I'm blasting it through the rodent coil. I don't want to subject the people in the house to detox that they might not want to go through. You know what I'm saying? So
correct.
mainly just like the healing light frequencies and stuff put through the rodent.
Okay. Where did you get your rodent from?
I got it from someone on Etsy,
Okay.
who it seems like they're just starting out, but it's a really really nice rodent coil. Really happy with it. Um, it's I don't know what their name was, but
Yeah, if you
um,
can find it, send me
yeah,
'cause I was like I've got all the materials to start making them.
yeah,
I just haven't gotten to it. 'Cause I'm going to Costa Rica for a month, so I'm gonna just kind of chill out. I have a big order I'm doing right now, so yeah, it's like I do want to make rodents, but yeah, if you can, I would like to have one on me at least, just to play with the spooky, you know?
yeah. They're nice for protection, man.
Hmm.
This little thing, I can just plug it into my phone and like play 432 through it, and I'm like highly protected wherever I go. Like strong Taurus field
Field, yeah,
dispelling
yeah.
bad energy. It's
Right,
amazing. And I,
right.
I judge it based on like how chill my kids are,
Okay.
you know? So like when we travel, or like we went to Toronto a couple weekends ago, and um, I had the rodent coil hooked up to my phone while we were driving stuff. Man, it was like we were just in this nice protected bubble. Usually, like when we go past like cell phone towers, the kids get cranky, Even if like we're just walking down the road and there's a transformer above our heads, the kids will start going nuts. They hate the bad energies. They're very sensitive to it.
Bro, it's crazy.
It is. It's so unfortunate for the
It
human
is.
race.
Oh,
But
absolutely. Yeah. It at least guys like us, like we know the higher way, right? So
mhm.
the universe will always send you what we do, to combat
We
it.
got the power. We
And
got
it's
the
like
power.
that's where the cosmic joke comes in. It's like, man, these have they have nothing against this like higher technology, you know?
Nothing.
No, because this is like dirty, like separation energy, you know?
Yeah, yeah, totally.
Yeah,
And we can utilize that energy to generate our energy, which is what like Organite does and stuff,
right.
of course.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny, eh? Uh, yeah, I'm hooked up to the spooky right now. So I've been actually utilizing it for like healing my body,
Uh-huh.
doing like actual programs related to symptoms that I feel like I can heal, you know? Uh,
Nice.
so yeah, that's kind of the journey I'm taking right now. I have the remote in. Did you put fingernail in the spooky?
Yeah, I use fingernail.
Yeah, okay. And then so it's basically just working on quantum entanglement, right? Like
Yeah.
that's yeah, how do you like mm, how
I'll give you some input on it.
yeah, yeah, do you feel
Yeah.
like you've had good
Oh,
feedback
it's
with it?
so powerful. It's too powerful. That's why rifing in general is like illegal. You can't be a rifing practitioner. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's illegal. And it's because if you put someone's fingernail in there and you run that thing at 20 volts, you could kill them with even the light frequencies, man. Like
Wow.
they're very, very powerful. And you will see people get sick. You can make a person sick easily within like a half hour, put their fingernail in there, run any program and put it at 20 volts. It's too much energy.
Mm,
So you want to, in my opinion, you want to run it at pretty low frequencies, but like depending on how much hydration you can hold in your body, you can still run it at the higher frequencies and just be blasting insane amounts of love, but you got to be very hydrated. And that's, they tell you that you get this Hertz effect or whatever, a
yeah,
Herkimer effect
exactly.
or whatever it's called, which will get, like push your detox systems and just like make you sick if you're not hydrated enough.
Mm,
So
wow.
hydration,
Mm.
yeah, very
I
possible.
uh
What else?
I
Ah,
sauna every day, like my detox
nice.
pathways are open, wide for
Good for
sure.
you. You
I
don't look like you're zapping yourself. You don't look like you're over zapped.
no, I am like right now I got oh yeah 9961 hertz, a Lyme general healing. I mean, what I've been tapping into is like sickness really comes down to like like sickness, right? It's like pathogens, viruses, parasites, kind of all like the same thing ish, like
Yeah.
um so yeah, the minute I put these on right away, like the first time I plugged into this, I was like, whoa, like this is no joke, man. Like, yeah,
Yeah. It's
yeah,
amazing. Uh-huh.
yeah,
Another thing I wanted to say was when I first got my Spooky 2, I was just like, yo, everybody send me your DNA samples, just like you were,
right,
just send
right,
me your DNA samples, I'll hook you up.
right.
And what I was doing was I was putting everybody in together. And I
Oh,
had just like 15 people, all my close friends, all my relative, like, people close to me, all in this with me. And man, what that does is open up a crazy quantum connection between you and all those people because now you're resonating at essentially the same frequency. Your DNA is resonating at the same frequency as all those people. So you got a crazy genetic or energetic quantum connection between those people and yourself. And you are going to hear their thoughts, which maybe you might not want to hear some people's thoughts. So you got to be careful about that, keeping everybody together. You know what I mean? And you might be taking on their pain and stuff because you're now rolling at the same frequency. So it's like their pain can just come over to you. You're opening up this spiritual connection between you and people that people got to be careful with.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah. I definitely naturally take on like physical symptoms from friends and stuff. Like if
Yeah,
I get in your field and you're sick, like, oh man, I'll
for sure.
immediately start sneezing and feeling
Yeah.
like my throat is getting, yeah, like I met up with a brother recently and he was like sick. And I'm like, honestly, bro, like I don't want to get this. Like I'm just gonna stay out of your field. Like I just need to. Like I just don't want to get sick right now. I don't want to take on your stuff.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah,
I love people and I I don't get sick from people anymore, to be honest. I don't People can't inspire my body to detox anymore
interesting.
because my body doesn't require any more detoxing. I freaking take enough spirulina, I take enough of like shilajit and stuff like that that my detox pathways are always running and crushing and anytime I eat anything that creates mucus, it comes out right away. You know what I mean? I'm blowing my nose and it comes out. I have a constant cold. You know what I
Right.
mean? I don't need a big cold because I have a constant cold, and that's okay. Like it's not a constant bad cold. It's just if I eat some snacks, the mucus comes out.
Same.
You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna have some big buildup and a big cold.
Right.
You know? So people's bodies can't inspire my body to detox because most of the time when I meet people who are having a cold, their frequency is actually quite ungrounded and quite high frequency which is required for that detox to happen. You know what I mean? So it's an inspiration. You run into someone who is detoxing, um, and your body goes, "Hey, I'll do that too." It seems like the right thing to do. So your body does it too.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And the frequencies communicate with each other. It's the same way like hormones communicate with each other through women. They get each other's periods. It's more of a frequency, the energy of the hormones that is happening. You know what I mean? It's a field interaction.
Right.
Um, so when you see a person with a cold, their body's like crushed. Like you're like, whoa, sick. You're getting rid of all that Because it's a good thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Our body's symptoms are a good thing. So our body's like, yo, wow, okay, I want to do that too. I'm full of this mucus. So then you hop in and you start detoxing. But once you don't need to detox anymore, then no one can give you a cold anymore. You know what I mean? No one can inspire you for that.
right. Yeah. Have you heard of Yaki? Yaki Awakened? He's
No.
okay, he's like a master like herbalist, like thousands
Oh,
of
yeah, I
tests.
love that dude.
Yeah, yeah, I love Yaki. He
You showed me him.
okay, yeah, he's amazing, man. Like he's like, oh yeah, we heal people every day. Like we just put them on fruit and
Yeah,
herbs and like that's it. Fruit and
yeah.
herbs and people reversing everything, like
Yeah, I would say one thing that those guys are missing, in my opinion, is the energy aspect of it. Everybody needs energetic protection, and it's like I went that route. I fasted. I did crazy like decently long fruit fasts and stuff, watermelon fast, coconut water fast, took in all the herbs and stuff. But guess what I was still doing? I was still sitting there on my phone researching and trying to find more stuff. I should have put down the phone. I probably would have healed a little bit more, but the energy's still dragging me down. You know what I mean? Like I'm
ah,
still feeling like crap. I'm not healing. Why? Because my body's full of radiation, and people got to learn how to get the radiation out of their bodies because the energetic healing, in my opinion, is a lot more powerful than the herbs and stuff. I like the herbs,
correct.
but we come from other places, other universes where things like pyramids are more necessary. You know what I mean? For our
Yeah,
healing, really, you know? Um, like the physical body is just a representation of the spiritual body. So that's why the spooky too works. It's like you can take herbs and stuff and they will stimulate a detox too. They will stimulate the same pathways as the spooky too can do.
correct.
You know?
Exactly. And honestly, bro, as I've been saying, like the I am statement, I am in perfect health, bro.
Yeah.
Buki 2 comes. Like my intuition is not like go run to Healthy Planet and get lemon ginger tea. My intuition is like get a freaking spooky 2. Like
Drink good
use
water.
yeah, drink use the tech, like uh
Yeah.
keep saying the affirmations, right? Because it's like the physical is the most gross. So why are we so focused on physical to physical when we can rise up and then from this place be like, boom, get rid of what's down here, and then the physical will just follow.
It's
But
all
like, it's
frequency. We're
it's all frequency, but in Babylon, it's obviously physical to physical because
yeah.
it's all matter. Oh, we live in a universe of separation, and that's why people at Dr. Joe retreats are walking out of wheelchairs in 7 days because they're literally sitting in the morphogenetic field that they're creating, the torrent
Mhm.
that everybody is, and they're making this massive like energy field that you walk in there and it's like getting Reiki healing from an Arcturian.
Absolutely. Yo, I'll be right back. I love
Yeah.
that. Rick. I think my kids are home. I'll be right back.
Okay, okay. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. I am God in
Oh,
action.
you made that? That's awesome. Cool. She made a bag to carry her books.
Okay. On bro, like I feel like this has been a great podcast. If you want to continue, we can. Um,
Man, I would love to freaking continue.
yeah.
But I think that yeah, it's been a great podcast and heck yeah.
We can like I like the short ones too. Like people will love this, I think, and we can always like keep tap in again. Hi.
Yeah. Say hi. This is my buddy on the internet.
Hi. Yeah, bro. I mean, I think we dropped like good gems for people to contemplate.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah. Uh, so yeah, maybe yeah, we'll end it and then we can do another one if we want.
Sounds good. I think that was still like an hour,
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
it?
exactly. That's what I aim for, like at least an hour, so
Nice.
yeah.
Nice. It was
Uh,
so good talking to you, bro.
yo, you too, brother. Yeah, we'll tap in soon and yeah, sending you and your family all that loving.
Yeah, I love you, brother.
Peace, peace, peace.
Peace, man.